got a great battle in their hands. Game on.
It is very much between these two magnificent racing drivers.
The two championship rivals going wheel to wheel.
We're just seeing a titanic battle this season.
Incredible journey of Max Verstappen to becoming a two-time F1 world champion. When it comes to Formula One racing, you have got to mention Max Verstappen's name. Among the other racers, his name has to come up in the list of the topmost racers all over the world. His journey has been an amazing one and is quite underrated. But why is his journey underrated? Why does no one know about his journey? How did Max become a world champion? Continue watching the video till the end to know more. Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video from our channel. We hope you guys are doing extremely well. In this video, we will be talking about the incredible journey of Max Verstappen to becoming the two-time F1 world champion. We will be diving deep into every aspect of the news, so if you are new to this channel, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now, without any further ado, let's hop right into the video. At the age of 17, the Oracle Red Bull racing driver set a Formula One record that will stand forever. But that's not the only remarkable milestone in the Dutchman's career. Racing is in Max Verstappen's blood. His father, Jos Verstappen, was an F1 driver, 1994 to 2003, and his mother, Sophie Kumpen, a Belgian kart driver. His great-uncle Paul Kumpen was the Belgian rallycross champion in 1987, and his son Anthony Kumpen is also a racing driver. What sets Max apart from his relatives? His tremendous success and his 2021 Formula One World Champion title. But that's not all. Just 1 year later, at the Japanese Grand Prix, Verstappen once again became the F1 World Champion. Formula One records set by Max Verstappen. Youngest F1 driver of all time. On March 15, 2015, Max Verstappen made his debut in the Premier class with a car from Scuderia Toro Rosso, now Scuderia AlphaTauri, at the age of just 17 years and 166 days. And without even having a driver's license, this record will stand forever because the FIA has introduced a minimum age of 18 years. By the way, the oldest F1 driver of all time was Lewis Chiron at 55 years and 291 days. Most wins in a season. Verstappen already claimed title of 2022 Formula One World Champion, and Oracle Red Bull Racing was already the Constructors' World Champion. For Verstappen, however, there was no reason to slow down. His victory at the 2022 Mexican Grand Prix was the Dutchman's 14th win of the season and another record. He now has one more victory over Michael Schumacher, 2004, and Sebastian Vettel, 2013. Youngest Formula One winner ever. It couldn't have been a better Hollywood story. Max celebrated his first win on his first start for Red Bull Racing. It happened on May 15, 2016 at the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona, and MV#33 was 18 years and 228 days young. His success has also earned him the titles of youngest rider on the podium and youngest GP leader. The youngest, Max Verstappen, tells how he became the youngest racer and winner of Formula One. First Formula One winner from Holland. Max clearly won the father-son duel against Papa Jos with his first victory in 2016 and can be celebrated as the most successful Dutchman in the Premier class. Verstappen Sr. has made it onto the podium twice in his career but has never claimed the top spot. Max currently has 20 Formula One victories and 15 56.5 championship points to his name. First Dutch Formula One World Champion. On December 12, 2021, at the Abu Dhabi GP 2021, Max Verstappen became the first Dutch driver world champion in the history of Formula One. At the end of the season, he had 395.5 points. Youngest driver with championship points. In his second Formula One race, the Dutchman scored points for the first time. After failing to make his debut in Australia, he proved his exceptional talent at the Malaysian GP, 7th place, and 6 World Championship points. Incidentally, Max crossed the finish line in front of both Red Bull racing cars. The youngest driver to achieve a Grand Slam. pole position, fastest race lap, victory in the race. That's what the F1 circuit calls a Grand Slam. In 2021, Verstappen secured the record as the youngest driver to achieve a Grand Slam at the age of 23 years and 277 days at the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. Youngest driver with the fastest lap. Max Verstappen was 19 years and 44 days old when he conjured up the fastest lap at the 2016 Brazilian GP, around 2/10 ahead of his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. In the race itself, Max landed on the podium with third place, most podiums in one season. The 2021 Formula One season was a season of superlatives and gave Max Verstappen another record. With 18 finishes in the top 3, 10 wins, 8 second places, Verstappen secured the record for most podium finishes in a season. Max Verstappen is a two-time world champion. As expected coming into the weekend, Max Verstappen sealed off his second consecutive crown at Suzuka as he dominated the very wet 2022 Japanese GP. Max Verstappen led the shortened 28-lap race by as much as 27 seconds from his teammate Sergio Perez, who finished second. After struggling with the intermediate tires, Charles Leclerc finished the race in P3, having started the race in P2. Verstappen finished the shortened 28-lap race with a 27-second lead over Perez in P2. The race got underway as scheduled, but with the track still damp, chaos unfolded in opening laps, with multiple drivers spinning. Carlos Sainz was one of those drivers, and having spun out of P3, he crashed into the barriers, triggering a safety car and a subsequent red flag. Once his car and the debris was cleared off the track, the race was set to resume, but the restart was called off due to heavy rains, which delayed the start for quite a while. The period also generated another controversy, as tractors had come to pick off Sainz's stranded Ferrari, even before all the cars had returned to the pits. This prompted Frenchman Pierre Gasly to jump on the radio to complain for the same, as less than a decade ago, the presence of a tractor on the racetrack in damp conditions became the cause of the death of Jules Bianchi at the same venue. There has since been a rule that slower vehicles, except safety cars, medical cars, and ambulances, aren't allowed on the track with other cars still on the track. However, the current race control has taken this rule lightly multiple times now, while being overly cautious to resume racing under damp conditions, thereby being unclear of its own safety standards. With a maximum duration for the race set at 3 hours, there wasn't much time left to race when the conditions improved, as the sun had started to set in the land of the rising sun. The action resumed for just over half an hour, and with everyone required to start on wet tires behind the safety car, the drama kicked off again. Due to heavy rains, the restart was delayed and the race was shortened. Sebastian Vettel and Nicolas Latifi pulled the plug on wet tires very early, as he came into the pits for a set of inters right after the restart. Seeing him seconds faster than the pack, other teams promptly responded by pitting their drivers too, which resulted in a mix of the order. In the end, the gamble paid off for the pair who pitted first, as Vettel finished up in P6 and Latifi in P9. Vettel held off a charging Alonso, who was on fresh rubber, as they crossed the line inches apart. While Max Verstappen was in a lead of his own today, the scrap for P2 was quite intense, as Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc battled down to the line. It was Leclerc who crossed the finish line first, but he could only do so after having drifted off track on the penultimate corner. Leclerc was then awarded a 5-second time penalty for leaving the track and gaining advantage, thereby handing Perez P2 and Verstappen the crown. If Leclerc had been P2, the title fight would have stayed alive until the US GP. Charles Leclerc got a 5-second time penalty for leaving the track and gaining advantage at the penultimate corner of the last lap. The 2022 F1 World Championship has been all but straightforward for Max Verstappen. Having seen multiple mechanical failures at the top of the season, the doubt over the Red Bull's reliability had put Charles Leclerc as a strong favorite for the World Championship, as the Monegasque had won 2 of the first 3 Grands Prix. But things soon started to change for the Dutchman. Red Bull brought in many upgrades to the car over the course of the season, making it not only faster, but much more reliable. Max Verstappen did justice to his team's efforts, driving an almost flawless season to win the World Championship by as many as 4 races remaining. Only 2 other drivers have bested this number: Michael Schumacher, who won the 2002 World Championship with 6 races to spare, and Nigel Mansell, who won the 1992 crown with 5 races to spare. Sebastian Vettel also won the 2011 championship with 4 races left, which incidentally was also his 2nd consecutive championship, and like Verstappen, it was also with Red Bull. Verstappen also becomes only the 11th driver in history to win consecutive world championships, with stellar performances one on the back of the other. Verstappen now appears in a league of his own, and it is difficult to imagine him letting his dominance over the field slip away anytime soon. But the season is far from over yet, as we have 4 Grands Prix and 1 F1 sprint to look forward to, and the battle for P2 is still wide open, with 5 drivers in the running for it. And that's it for today. What could be his future goals? Did we miss out on anything? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Well, it brings us to the end of this video. We hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Please like the video if you have not already, and make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss another update from our channel. With that being said, let's meet in another one of these videos. Until then, see ya!